Hello, welcome YouTube users to another Queen Roadkill Candy console review. Today we're doing the PS Vita. Now the PS Vita is the newest version of PlayStation's handheld gaming systems. You could argue, I suppose, though, that the phone is the newest. Comparing it to the PlayStation PSP that we have right here, you can see that they look pretty similar. Now looking at the games, this is the size of the games. There's several different ones you can get. As you can see, those games are kind of like chips, similar to how the 3DS has chips. Now if we look here, we have the UMD that the PSP would have used, and we can see how the size difference is. The chips, of course, that you use on the PlayStation Vita are quite different. If I open up my case here of Silent Hill, I have my spare chip, and as you can see, that tiny chip there is a PS Vita chip. That's the size of chip you're using. Now when you look at the actual little, let's take Gravity Rush. Little chips here, we see Vita at the top, and we flip it over, you can see there's the contactors. You have the CE on here, and you got some writing, and then you have the PlayStation logo right there. Now as you can see, the screen's quite nice on this, and if we turn this on, we can bring up the screen. So you know, it has the time, the date, everything typical. It's also touch screen, as you can see. So, you know, you can go through, you got your little menu here. You can play different games. Play your PlayStation 3 remotely, as you can see there. There's the settings, calendar, parental control, videos, and map. So here's the buttons. This is Sony right there. You can click this right here. It actually is really nice. This is the joystick. This is your on button. It says PS Vita there. Here's another joystick. Here we have our buttons right here. Flipping it over to the top, you could say PS Vita here. And here we have the little card that you would have your games on. So currently we have the Borderlands in here. Just push that in, close it here. Power button, shoulder buttons. Here is, if I could focus, that's the left button right there, and there's the right button. Now over here we have the volume, and right here we have the chip. Right. Oh, pardon me, that's not the chip. I believe that is the port to connect it to your PlayStation. Where is... Alright, so down here we have a little charm part. Here we have your little code, serial number. Then we have headphones right here, and this right there is your power cord. Can't quite get that in there one-handed. Nothing on the side here, quite ergonomic feeling. You have a camera back here. Nice solid back. Looks quite nice. Now when we get to the other menu, going to the games, you have your trophies right there. You have your browser right there. Music's over there. You have your photos right here. I don't know what near is. There's Welcome to Park, there's your party, friends, PS Store, and all that kind of jazz. So here we have the games. There's some save data also on here it's showing. So you can see all the different things you have saved on here. And then there's the PS4 link right there. As you can see, so this is, save data as well as your actual games and stuff. Now when it comes to physical copies, there actually isn't that much out there for physical copies when it comes to the North American market. But the Japanese market has considerably more when it comes to physical copies. The thing is, though, of course, most of the games for this system are downloaded. So let's do Resident Evil 2. We're going to start that. Have all this when operating PSP system, well-lit room, blah, blah, blah. I don't need warnings. Well, that boots up. We have our select and start down there. Now you can see this is a PlayStation game. I'm not too sure, but I think because so many people were using their PSP just to play ROMs, that could be why there's a large amount of games on here that are retro games. So you could basically play all your retro games for PlayStation on here. Just think of it as a small extension of whatever games that you have on your system digitally. And a huge chunk of them you can bring around. So as you can see, you can hear the volume turned up now on here, and you can hear the quality of sound coming out of a PlayStation Vita. DualShock version. Ooh. Let's just load this sucker up. You once again survived to the world of survival horror. Good luck. So you see, it's Resident Evil 2 in all its glory on here. So if you're having a hard time finding it, you can find a copy on the PlayStation Vita and just play it here. Of course, I'm more of a physical person, which is why I don't really play the system too terribly much. Should you get it? I don't know. If you could pick one up used, cheap, I'd say yeah. Because, honestly, there's just not enough games in my opinion. The only game that I honestly wanted to play was this, Silent Hill Book of Memories. And I wasn't willing to buy a whole new PS Vita. But you have one in front of you. Yeah, this is actually my boyfriend's PS Vita. I didn't buy one, I just use his because there's only one game on the whole system I wanted. And I wasn't willing to pay the price to buy a new one. When they start picking up the pace of games that aren't just ports, like Borderlands 2 and all that, you know, you could get Metal Gear. This one right here is Unit 13. This is Wipeout. I showed you Gravity Rush right here. You know, yeah, there's some games and stuff, but it's pretty sparse. And most of the games that you can get for it, you can already get for your PlayStation 3 or your PlayStation 4. Or if you're like me that have all the old systems, you know, I'm completely fine playing it. And in fact, I prefer playing all those games on their original consoles. So for me, there's not really quite a point yet for buying this. I should talk about, though, that if you get... I don't think they have it out yet in Canada or the States, but in Japan, there's one where the screen's less bright, so it has more battery juice. That one I'm actually more interested in. It uses the same kind of charger outlet, like this one's pretty small, but if you look at the charging outlet on that one, it's the same thing that you'll have on your iPhone or whatever, so you're going to have a billion cords around the house of that. If you don't, your friend will. So it's going to be a really universal cord, which is making that one look more interesting. But this is just the basic Sony PS Vita. Thanks, and have a great day.